Okay, so I'm going to do the two main roofs or roof forms, and you can see here that we've got a parapet wall in the middle of the building where this wall protrudes out. That wall has a parapet, and you can see it here in the section. That's the same wall, and the roof extends behind that and is supported by that wall. So we need to put the wall in first. At the moment we've just done the wall for the exterior, but we need to extend that across. So I'm going to go into the ground floor plan, and then once that wall's selected, you can just use the grip, the solid circle there, to click and drag that so that it touches the horizontal wall above. It should join automatically to it. And so back in 3D you can see now we have that wall extending there as well. And so now in the section I'm going to check the heights. And so I've made a level for the top of wall, but that's the top of the rear wall. And so now we'll need another level for the top of this wall. And well, I'll make that level first, and then I'll come back and add up the heights. I might use a calculator because it's too early to do maths. So I'll sorry, just quickly there. I've just clicked on the level tool on the architecture tab, and so I'm going to make a level in between TOW and TOW ridge. So I'm just going to click a point in between those two levels on the left hand side, and then take it all the way over to the right and try and line it up with the levels on the right hand side. And I'm going to call this TOW parapet. I don't know yet, so yeah. No.
What are you calling it? TOW?
Parapet. And so that should keep it in my order of heights alphabetically, because P comes before R. And so go back and add those heights up, and I'd normally just do this in my head, but it is really good practice just to add these things up as you go, but it's too early for me to do that, so I'm going to type in all of that in the calculator. So adding the height from the ground as well, so plus 400 plus another 2100 plus 1874 6774.
That's the height at the top of the parapet.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so you can see that this level's now overlapping the other one, or the text is anyway, and you could do what I showed you before and use that break symbol when you select this level. You could click on that little break symbol, which is at elbow, and move that text away if you want to. But so you just need to select the level first by clicking on the line, and then it'll come up. Probably, yeah.
What does the elbow do?
It just allows you to move the end, the tag, so that it can be a different height to the level. So that's helpful, but I know that we're going to have a maybe another level at some point, and it's going to get pretty crowded. So another option there is to change the scale, and there's a good chance, since this is an interior project, that you'll need to have this at 1 to 50. Yeah.
Ah, beautiful. That's easier.
And that will make the text smaller.
Yeah.
relative to the section. Yep. Yep. Still doesn't hurt to have the elbows in there, but yeah, it's good to know both methods.
The thing, you click on the elbow and it does remove the actual label.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just select it and you'll see. So when you select it there, and then if you just go over to the right and click on it there, yep, yep, and then you can drag those grips to change the height. Yeah, yep, there you go. So, so now I can select this wall, that one we stretched, and then change the top constraint to TOW parapet. Oh, just in properties. And so, then looking back at the section, we've got no height there for the bottom of the roof, but we do have a height for the so the bottom edge of the roof on the higher point. But we do have a height for the bottom edge of the roof where it intersects with the wall, and that's really why you use levels for the top of the wall so often, because it's the pitching point for the roof, that intersection there, not the end or the end at the top. It's that, yeah, the point where the rafter sits on the wall. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And we should be given a pitch, but we haven't been, so we'll have to maybe measure that. And I'll show you how to measure it as well. So I'm going to open up AutoCAD, because AutoCAD has a really nice feature that Revit still doesn't have. Alan? Oh, from John Millington. Oh, John Lee, right, yeah, sure. Yeah, for construction, it is a bit awkward, and AutoCAD does give you more control, especially when you're still learning it. In theory, Revit can do everything AutoCAD can do, at least in 2D, but yeah, it does take more more knowledge, but also more work sometimes. So yeah, so he's right basically. So so I'm just going to make a new drawing in AutoCAD, making sure I use AutoCAD ISO. So you probably don't have to. I'll just if you just see how I do it, I'll give you the measurements. So now there I'm on 3D. So I'm just going to change the workspace, if you see this, back to drafting and annotation. And I may as well log in. They want everything done online nowadays, or connected online, so it doesn't hurt when you're asked to log in to do that. And then you should get, here we go, things like this coming up, which is nice. So, so I'm going to insert that PDF file. And so I need to know the page, so I'm on page 4. So I'm going to go to Insert and then Attach. And with AutoCAD you have the option to choose PDF, which you don't have in Revit. And it's just one of those things. So, so it's on the P drive. So you can only insert one page at a time, so that's why I need to know the page number, so I'm just going to choose page 4 there. And then the scale of this is 1 to 100, so I'm just going to try putting that in as my scale. Doesn't always work, but I'm going to try it. Just going to click to place that somewhere. And there it is. And so to check that the scale's right, I'm going to measure something. Like these points here where we have a measurement. And okay, so it's actually didn't need to be scaled. Okay, so I've it's 100 times bigger than it needs to be, so I didn't need to make it 100. Often you do need to put the scale factor in, but in this case I didn't. So I'm just going to go and scale that back to 0.01. which will make it 100th the size it was. And so then I'll measure again. Not bad. So 2503. That's as close as you need it. Yep. So I'm going to check the eaves there. So 249. So I'll say 250. And then most importantly the angle. So I'm going to measure along this edge here. And it is 169. Okay, so remembering angles always are measured anti-clockwise from 0 degrees over here, so that's 169 coming around this way. So yeah, so it could be 11, or we can just round it off to 10 probably. So we'll see. Might need to make it 11 actually, but I'll check my units because my units are rounding off the angles. So I'm going to add in some more decimal points for the angles and then just measure that again. Okay, and so in the old days before AutoCAD, or actually until recently you couldn't even insert PDFs into AutoCAD, so you would have had to just measure this off the page, and that's what a lot of people would still do, just get your protractor out and measure the angles. So yeah, so you can see there 168.79, so it's closer to 11. It's 11.2, but we'll make it 11. So that's all we need to know, and then I'm going to go to the TOW floor plan now, where I can see the parapet wall doesn't extend all the way across. So before I make the roof, that's the final thing I need to fix, because we need that parapet wall to extend all the way to the boundary on the top and the bottom, and at the moment it's in between these two other walls. Oh, it's just the way it joins the walls. So so that's the default setting, I suppose. But if I go to the Modify tab, and so you'll need to do this if you're at this point. So under Modify, you can go to wall joins. Oh, so I'm in the TOW floor plan?
Sorry, under Modify tab, go to wall joins.
Yep. So that's in the geometry panel next to the demolish button, which is a hammer. So wall joins, and then I'm going to hover near the end of the wall at the top, and there you can see it's actually not giving me any other options, so I'll need to do that one in a different way. I'll go down to the bottom one instead, so the bottom corner, and there you should see that it'll say but on the options bar, and then you'll have a previous and a next button, and you can click on next, which will extend the wall across.
Then from when I did the extended that last wall as well, the green tab modifier.
Next to the hammer. Sorry?
I've still got the green tab that says modifier walls. I think from when you did that.
Oh,
So how do I get out of that?
just press escape. Yeah. And then, yeah. So for the wall at the top, I'm going to press escape to cancel wall joins, and then select that wall, and then you should see that the grip there is in the middle of this other wall, and if you right click on that grip you can choose disallow join. Yep. And then you should be able to stretch using that grip and take the wall all the way to the top. Now, so that should give you a wall that extends from boundary to boundary. So I did the bottom one with wall joins. So using next, once you've chosen wall joins, and then you should get a square around that corner. Yeah, so next to the hammer in the geometry panel. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so click on that.
Yeah.
And then hover around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that one.
Everyone's got black lines, but I
Oh, well, I've just added the property line, that's all. So that's an easy thing to add afterwards. Yeah, and then did you choose next? Yep. So click on, there's a button that should say next. So you should have next and previous. Yeah, now because you haven't extended your wall up, you won't see the change there. You'll just just press escape a couple of times, select that wall, and then did you make the level, the new level? Ah, okay, so just go into properties and then put in top offset, so you'll see top offset in properties. Oh, yep, sure. Okay, so I'll do it.